bring it to the same rate as it is in the US and other countries of 1 to 150 by hiring more police officers and creating jobs. We're also going to have police stations and posts will be distributed widely to ensure efficient, timely response of police, and also engage wananchi in community policing programs. It is also important, if you look at statistics, they tell you that majority of crimes are committed by people who are reoffending. Ule criminal anaiba leo utakuta kwamba alikuwa amefungwa jela. So we're going to start a technological system of tracking criminals who are released from jail, so that we know what they are up to and we can follow them and we know where to find them in case of any criminal activity. We stop crime before it happens. Watchmen and watch women, soldier, askari wa mlango. We want them to give them basic pay, good pay. So we are proposing in my proposal, in my manifesto, that a watchman will receive the lowest amount of money a watchman will be paid will be 20,000 shillings per month. Therefore, they're not corruptible. They can be able to do their work and collaborate with the police to take care of our neighborhoods and our offices. They'll also be paid for overtime if they work overtime, and they'll all be vetted. All security guards will all be vetted and given a specific training, even by the employers, that will be guided by the government so they can be able to help the police. And finally, in this section, CCTV cameras, closed-circuit CCTV cameras will be installed nationwide, and neighborhoods and businesses will be mandated by law to have CCTV cameras within and outside their premises. Pillar number 6, integrity and accountability, fighting corruption. To increase integrity and accountability in Kenya, I will effectively deal with corruption because the country does not need any new systems. We don't need to add anything, we just need to enforce. And this is how we are going to do it. 1, we are going to eliminate processes and bureaucracy that bring about corruption. We are going to cut down government service provision procedures by 75%. Financial systems will be altered to ensure speedy completion of payments. For instance, today, many payments are long. Unalete voucher, ulete sijui nini, receiving nini. 34 documents are filled, many of them, before somebody can be paid. All these documents become ATMs for withdrawal by government officials. We're going to make it simple. 1, 2, 3 stage, unalete vitu yako, 2, 3, unalipwa. Hii back and back tuachana, wacha EACC ifanye kazi yake. Kama mtu alikula pesa, fuata yeye. Lakini umelete invoice, inalipwa 2 stages, umelipwa. Hakuna 10 stages, sijui inaenda pooling, inaenda sijui wapi, inaenda IFMIS, inafungiwa hapo, inarudi tena, inazungushwa tena, inawekwa break, inaongezwa gear, inawekwa speed, inafungiwa kidogo. We cut out all that. We want to broaden the base. You do your work, you are paid chap by the government. Number 2, we'll fund the judiciary effectively, and this is very important. We'll fund the judiciary effectively and collaborate with the Chief Justice for the establishment of many courts nationally dedicated to corruption cases, so that these corruption courts will only be dealing with corruption cases. And we make sure there are very many, only with corruption cases. Kutoka asubuhi mpaka usiku, corruption cases. Because we want speedy completion of the cases. My government will support the Chief Justice to implement new court rules, such as having corruption cases, that is from taking plea, umewekwa pingu, uko hapo unafanya namna hii. Umewekwa pingu, umepelekwa hapo unafanya namna hii. Una plea, guilty, not guilty. From the time you take plea to the time a ruling is made, it should not take more than 6 months. Because for us politicians, when we run for election, and there's a petition, within 6 months, kesi imeisha. With all those documents, zimeletwa, back forth, they even count the votes back and think, na kesi inaisha within 6 months. Why are corruption cases taking years? If it can be done for politicians who are retaining their jobs or not, it can also be done to fight corruption and maintain our people's money. Number 4, we are going to establish a reviewed factory price, reserve price, for the cost of goods and services. Currently, the so-called market prices, the bill of quantities, and engineering estimates set by government officials are way exaggerated. For example, for each kilometer we build in this country, we can build an additional 3 kilometers. We are going to make sure that we save our money because we need this money to broaden the base. Hii pesa yacha kuingia kwa mifuko ya watu ambayo kwa serikali na wengine wanaiba. We broaden the base. In addition to convictions, this is very important, those found guilty of corruption will not just get a fine. Will not just be fined, alafu anaenda nyumbani. No, anybody who has been found guilty of corruption will, in addition to a fine, have to serve time. Lazima aende anyolewe, akule maharagwe, akae hapo jela, ajue aliiba mali ya serikali na mali ya wananchi. See a slap in the hand, ile pesa alitumia ndio analipa anaenda. In addition to the fines, they will have to serve time. And those convicted will have their assets that they have acquired through corrupt activities confiscated, sold to the highest bidder, and the proceeds added to the special transport linkages fund, which we are creating to ensure that we have money for linking our country. Pillar 7, education. The country has been providing so-called free primary and secondary education. Major improvements in the education sector will be undertaken. Free education will be that, free. Parents will not be expected to contribute anything for their children to attend a day government school. We'll make sure everything is free. Hakuna mtoto kufukuzwa nyumbani. Number 2, and this is critical for youth. We've done it in Machakos. We believe it can be done all over the country. Free polytechnics training for skills enhancement in all county polytechnics. This will be rolled out countrywide. Each polytechnic will also teach students, in addition to their skills, we want them to be taught how to write CVs, how to interview, how to write a business plan, basic accounting, bookkeeping, and marketing skills, regardless of their line of study. This will prepare versatile graduates capable of starting their own enterprises. Number 3, teachers. There will be a national review of salaries based on the premise of payment for work done. This will see teachers and all education professionals paid commensurate to their service and work done. The Maendeleo Chap government will provide free capacity building for teachers on the new curriculum-based competencies, CBC. Walimu sasa wanalipishwa waende training. Kwa nini? The government will provide free training ya CBC, and this training will be conducted on site from the schools where the teachers work. Number 8, getting to the end, infrastructure. Roads not only open up areas to economic growth, they also modernize areas and provide access to services such as healthcare more efficiently. This is what you are proposing. This is what I'm going to do. And I've done the calculations. A new road for every constituency. A 50-kilometer road for every constituency within 2 years. We've done the Madhavu. The details are in the full manifesto. We can build every constituency a new 50-kilometer road every 2 years. Number 3, we will utilize private-public partnerships, PPP, by eliminating bureaucracy so that projects to be approved within 4 months of proposals. Let us use other people's money. If you go to South Africa today, you'll find highways. You go to London, you find motorways. You go to Australia, you find motorways. You go to the US, you find the interstate. They are not built by government money. They are built by private sector. Here in Kenya, a PPP takes a minimum of 3 to 4 years. Bureaucracy. We are going to do it like they do in South Africa, like they do in Australia, a maximum of 4 months. You bring an idea because we want to bring all these ideas to this country, every county, because we want to use other people's money to design, build, and transfer projects for construction of railway lines, speed trains, and trams in our cities and our counties. This will modernize Kenya, provide jobs, and not cost us a single shilling. Wacha nionje maji kidogo. The port of Mombasa and Lamu, Kisumu, and others will need to work on a 24-hour cycle. We are going to digitize the system and utilize key learnings from the ports of Singapore, Durban, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and others. In addition to this, we are setting up a special roads fund to be set up, funded by minerals, oil sales, and recovered proceeds of corruption. And we are proposing that the money coming to the national government from the oil proceeds in Turkana will do what other countries like Norway have done. That money will not come directly to the exchequer. It will go to a special fund for infrastructure and for building things that wananchi can see. That will save us all the headache of other countries that go into civil strife because of those monies. So want the money to go to a special fund as they do others. Pillar 9, social welfare. We have to take care of the vulnerable in our society, including sectors that have been neglected. Now, this has not been said by anybody else, so we're the first ones to propose this. The Forgotten Active Middle Fund. I'm calling it the FAM, or Family Fund. Forgotten Active Middle Fund. You find there is a youth fund in Africa 35. Kuna pesa ya wazee. Kuna pesa uwezo fund ya kina mama. But what happens to these men? Wako na miaka 40 to 60. There is nothing cushioning them. Na hao ndio wanalipa school fees, hao ndio wananunua nyumba, hao ndio wanachunga familia zao. So we are going to introduce a special fund, FAM fund, for the forgotten middle, and we'll set up this fund so that these people in their ages between 40 and 60 can be able to draw funding for school fees for their children, purchase of assets such as land and homes, training, business proficiency, and personal skill training. And this fund will carry a maximum interest rate of 2% and will be funded by the exchequer. This will lift up this forgotten active middle. Wanaume pote walipo wajue sasa, kama umekwama kuna school fees, there's a fund you can draw to take care of your family. Because taking care of the vulnerable is part of the religious calling, the state will set aside funds to fund religious organizations to manage children's homes, support the widows, and provide care to their parishioners who are facing hard times so they can rise up again. This is what they do in Canada. This is what they do in Australia. Let the people who are in the business of social welfare take care of social welfare. And lastly, in this section, special fund for the disabled, PWDs. The fund will complement the other affirmative actions targeting persons with disabilities, and we are going to make sure that the Disability Act is strictly enforced to ensure equitable opportunity for PW in government appointments, enterprise funding, and access to government tenders, plus also ensure that their day-to-day life is good. So we ensure that the Disability Act is well funded. Now, we've talked a lot, and maybe we need to take a break here and talk about what needs to be done. All these sectors we're talking about, the infrastructure, all of this, all this. At the end of the day, life is for the living. Maisha ni haya haya. Ukienda, haurudi. Therefore, what this manifesto is proposing is improvement of the quality of life of our people today, not tomorrow. Hakuna haja kugoja, it's today. That is why we are saying this is a widening the base approach. When it comes to taxation, let's widen the base. So the taxes are collected, small taxes from many people, not just a few people. Let's widen the base so that majority of people can get education, not just a few people. Let's widen the base so that majority of people can get health care, not just the privileged few. Let's widen the base so that many people can buy cars, not just privileged few. We widen the base so that even factories are set up in the middle of small villages in every constituency so that people can be able to get work in their villages where they come from. Widen the base so that there are roads cutting across this country because we are widening the base for the sake of our people. So that vijana na wanyonge wa nchi yetu ya Kenya waweze kuomoka. Pillar 10, sports and tourism. I'm very happy that I have something to show. I built the fastest constructed stadium in Africa, not only in Kenya, and it is FIFA approved. I built it in 1 month. It is still there, used for international games. We used the little resources we had, but we had a stadium. As demonstrated, I will therefore complete construction of stadiums that are yet to be completed by the current government. Because tunajua, hizo stadium walisema watajenga, hawatajenga, wameshindwa kujenga, hawatajenga. So I'll complete those stadiums and we'll build more in a very chap-chap manner. In addition to this, every region will have a sports academy and training center set up to nurture talent. The academy will feature specialized camps for soccer, athletics, cricket, as well as other types of sports camps. There will be 10 of such specialized academies across the country. One national academy will take the best from the regions to prepare our youth to graduate to the national team. This way, we'll make it to international tournaments such as the World Cup, as players are not just spectators. As players, they're not just spectators. You see, you go to a country like Brazil, sports academies zinachukua mtoto akiwa kule kwa village, zinamchukua pale, zinaanza kumtunza mpaka anafika national academy. By the time they are getting there as playing for the national team, they started being trained in academy when they were young. So we start this in this country, we'll be nurturing talent. In about 10, 15 years, Kenya will be bringing the World Cup here, if not sooner. It is possible because we'll have nurtured our talent. That's how you grow a country. That's how you broaden the base. To encourage the growth of the swimming sport in the country, every county will be encouraged to have public swimming pools in all towns. Unajua watoto wetu wanakufa sana kwa maji. People don't know how to swim. Hata huyu mzee ananiangalia sana, hajui kuogelea. Akiona maji anakufa tu. We don't know how to swim. We need to have swimming pools so that our children, if they are crossing rivers and something goes wrong or there's a dam they are playing around, do not die. Let us teach our children how to swim like they do overseas. Tourism. I'll revamp the tourism sector to provide more attractions in addition to the already existing wildlife parks and beaches. This will make Kenya one of the leading tourist destinations in the world and create millions of jobs. To protect tourism, and especially the hospitality industry from shocks such as the COVID-19 pandemic, a contributory fund will be set up with the government and industry players to cushion hospitality employees by providing half salaries to the companies during difficult times as the companies recover. This will prevent loss of jobs and other negative effects. Pillar 11, the ease of doing business. The work of government is to facilitate business and not frustrate business. Businesses are core to the growth of any economy. The Kenyan business community is fed up with bureaucracy, corruption, and unpredictable government decisions. My government will focus on making the running of businesses smooth sailing. There will be a ministry responsible for ensuring business communities facilitate to operate it smoothly. The more money the business community makes, the more taxes they pay, the more jobs they create, and the better the economy of this country. How are we going to do this? One, we are going to have a one-stop shop for registration of businesses or obtaining permits, collapsing of national and specific county requirements into one all-inclusive business license that will be accessible online. Registration will be undertaken within 4 hours, which will provide a registration certificate, taxation PIN number, business operating licenses, among others. Today you go to Rwanda and you want to start a business, you will be able to register your business free of charge and obtain your license, your PIN number, everything within a period of 6 hours. Rwanda. If Rwanda can do it in 6 hours, we can do it in Kenya in 4 hours. It is possible. But hapa tumezoea kufrustrate watu. Bureaucracy yaishi, kila kitu kuja kesho kutwa, watu wanalala njaa kuja kesho. We want people, you have an idea today, you wake up, you register a business, you go open a shop, you open a business, you're innovative, you start making money, you employ somebody, the country moves to the first world like the tiger economies. Also, immigration, work permits, building permits, and other stated waivers of duties for importation of equipment required for the establishment of a business will be provided within 72 hours of application. So, within a week, umemaliza kila kitu. Umeandika watu kutoka ngambo, umepata building permit, kila kitu, unaanza kazi yako ku set up factory, uandike vijana waomoke, wanyonge waomoke, waachana hii shida ambayo uko nayo ndani yake. I'm proposing, kwa sababu hii ni nchi ambayo kila wakati mtu anakuambia unipige jeki kidogo. People are always broke because we're in a cycle of once a month. If you are paid once a month, it is very difficult to be able to keep that money running the whole month. The rest of the world, the developed world, pays twice a week because they know when you pay people twice a week, it is easier for them to increase the circulation of money in the economy. It is easier for them to grow and enhance consumption when you pay people twice a week. So I'm going to propose my government, starting with government officials, will be getting their salary divided into 2, you are paid twice a week. Nusu hiyo unalipa mshahara. Twice a month, sorry. You are paid twice a month, not twice a week. You are paid twice a month. So my proposal is that employers in Kenya will pay the employees twice a month so that money can circulate. Money inazunguka, not once a month. Najua ukilipo once a month ni ngumu sana bana. Inaisha within 3 days. Lakini ukilipo mara mbili kwa mwezi unakula hepu, unabakisha kidogo, kuna ingine inakuja. Uko sawa, sherehe kumaliza yote, unajipanga, school fees hapa, rent hapa, hivi, unaendelea, and money circulates. In this country today, in the middle of the month, there is no money. There is no money circulating. Money circulates only once a month. We need money to circulate all the time. That is economics of broadening the base. Only the rich in this country have money all the time. The poor have little money all the time. Now, government officials providing crucial services directly to the people will work in shifts like they do in hospitals, 4 shifts a day, because we need to get this country into a 24-hour economy. I'm proposing that government officers will be open from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. in the first year, then graduate from 6 to 11 p.m., and within 4 years from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., or 7 a.m. to 7 a.m., 24 hours. My second last pillar, naona wengine wamefurahi sana hiyo kazi ya kulipa kila mahali wanacheka hapo. Ni ukweli, these things are possible. Foreign affairs. I'm a Pan-African at heart, and I strongly believe the solutions to Africa's problems lie in our hands as Africans. In my government, East African cooperation will come first, considering that strength in the future will lie in powerful economic blocs that have the mastery to negotiate with similar blocs in the other parts of the world. A strong East African community will be a guarantee for peace, stability, friendliness, good neighborliness, and economic enhancement in this important part of the world. It will also ensure smooth, beneficial, and respectful relationships between Kenya and our East African neighbors, leading to mutual growth and development. One country develops, we all develop. We will seek to graduate our relationship with development partners from aid to trade. As the Americans say it, there is no free lunch. There is no free lunch. Hii mambo ya kuomba pesa tuachane nayo. Let us go to trade. We want to trade with other countries. Therefore, engagement will be for the enhancement of trade relationships and harnessing of opportunities. Our interaction with the European Union and other such organizations will be of mutual benefit by ensuring products delivered under various trade partnerships are per requirements and on time. Any form of support provided will be utilized optimally and with full accountability. Other partnerships will be cultivated based on various areas of mutual benefit. Nimesema mutual benefits. Now, we want to look at nations that we don't deal with a lot. You look at some Asian countries like Australia and New Zealand, who have utilized innovation in agriculture and education and geopolitics. We want to be able to deal with them and work with them and see what we can copy. We need to study what happened to the Asian tech economies, where manufacturing, financial inclusion, tourism, and human capital has bloomed. When Mzee Jomo Kenyatta died, these countries were at par with Kenya. They broadened the base. Everybody there is doing well. We look at the Japanese innovation. We exchange ideas with them through our good foreign policy, whereby they know they are trading with that. China, we look at how they're, we've been buying a lot of things from China. We need them to open their market so that they can also be using underwear, T-shirts, socks, pens, glasses, vehicles made in Kenya, so that our agricultural produce goes there. Our raw materials, oil, research, and others are shared with China and other countries. Now, moving on to the next pillar. The world is big, so we'll be dealing with all from the South America, everything, as we make sure that our economic agenda is on. Now, it is important at this point that we look at renegotiating our debts. You cannot just tell people, tafadhali tuondoe debts. Hakuna kitu kama hiyo. We need to renegotiate our debts. My foreign policy will be showing them the value of renegotiating debt by trading with those countries. I have a plan whereby we'll get the debts renegotiated, waived, as we trade with these countries through a very good foreign affairs policy that will show them that we are not beggars. We are equal partners as we work through. The debt we have accumulated is a lot, but we can be able to deal with it if we broaden the base. We increase our budget by broadening the base, by involving young people and others, and we're able to move forward. Now, Pillar 13, the environment. Climate change is real and climate challenge resilience is a must. The food that nourishes our bodies, the air we breathe, the water we drink, many of the medicines that save our lives and the climate that make our planet inhabitable all come from the environment. It will therefore be my government's utmost duty to ensure that measures are in place to preserve and enhance our environment. Kenya, being the home of the United Nations, UNEP, must be at the foreground of global leadership on matters of environment, and the reversal of climate change. The following key measures will be put in place chap to preserve our environment. 1, we are going to enforce existing laws and regulations to limit the impact of industry on the environment, especially our rivers. Heavy polluters to rivers. Heavy polluters who are polluting our rivers will be charged with attempted murder, because that's what they're doing. They're killing our people. The law will be changed to give county governments powers to prosecute polluters, not just the national government. We'll ensure protection of key ecosystems, including rivers, wetlands, oceans, forests, and mangroves, which absorb quantities of carbon, slowing down global warming. We are going to promote the enhanced production of green energy, considering that 35% of all global emissions come from energy productions. For example, in my government, all boreholes in Kenya, to save money for wananchi and broaden the base, all boreholes in Kenya will be run using either solar panels or wind energy. No more paying for grid electricity by our people who need water. Wind energy and solar farms will be allowed and encouraged for every county. Today, to start a wind farm, today in this country, to start a solar farm, I know as a governor, it will take you 7 to 10 years. So many countries, so many companies started applying in 2013 to run solar farms. Not a single one has started in this country, in our counties. None. It is very difficult. So we're going to make it easier by removing these monopolies. Let our people do their work. Now, we're going to foster tree planting culture among the Kenyan citizens to make it the preferred way of celebrating events, including weddings, birthdays, anniversaries, and memorials. We'll start a movement to plant 10 trees for every Kenyan citizen within 2 years. So that wewe unauliza umepanda miti ngapi? 10 trees. If every Kenyan plants 10 trees within 2 years, we'll have planted 500 million trees. It is possible. And we're going to be, this is important for young people, we're going to encourage the planting of trees to be used as part payment of dowry. So as you go to pay your dowry, unasema ulipanda miti ngapi. Unaonesha umepanda miti, unataka watoto wako wakuwe na nchi ambayo itakuwa sawa. So we encourage people to consider a person who has planted a lot of trees as part of payment of dowry, so that we get that culture, so that every Kenyan who is born, for every child born, a tree is planted. We're also saying that Kenyans need to celebrate. You turn 30, you turn 35, you turn 28, you turn 50, you turn 70. During your birthday, instead of kula just sherehe, happy birthday, kula nini, also go and plant trees. Go and plant trees. Go and plant trees. I'm very happy that I plant trees. I've planted hundreds of trees every year. On my birthday, I make sure I plant trees. So we make this nation so that a culture of planting trees. Now, this is the second last area. There'll be the question about how are you going to fund this manifesto? Hii pesa itatoka wapi? For us to be able to realize our dreams, you cannot just promise without showing where the money will come from. The widening the best economic ideology of Maendeleo Chap borrows heavily from the success of the tiger economies, and especially of Singapore, South Korea, and Malaysia. This manifesto will therefore be funded as follows. 1, productivity has to increase for there to be growth of money. We are going to have value chain in agriculture, which will provide the country with an increase of 28% of its revenue while creating 2.2 million jobs. Number 2, by removing bureaucracy and availing cheap credit, this will see the broadening of the tax base, bringing on board an additional 15% into the exchequer. The more people are included in the economic equation, the more money we will make. Number 3, PPPs will see massive infrastructure development at nearly zero cost to the taxpayer. This will release a lot of money where government are using their own money to build roads and other things. We let the private sector build it. And by doing that, also by building, we'll also be able to expand the economy by 9.5%. Number 4, Banking on youth projects like what we are doing in this manifesto and supporting the middle class will generate a growth automatically in the ranges of 12.8%. Number 5, consumer-based economics, where the central bank promotes a business-friendly monetary policy that ensures low interest rates at the same time ensuring rate of inflation remains at acceptable levels, will ensure we put money into a 90s pocket. The era of Hakuna Pesa will be history. This will result in liquidity and circulation of money to the ranges of 45%. 6, making it easier for outsiders to bring their money to invest in Kenya, and by supporting the growth of local manufacturing will automatically make Kenya a manufacturing nation, with the result industrialization creating 7 million jobs over a period of 5 years and generating an additional 1 trillion shillings in revenue. 7, we will expand the tax coverage, as I've said earlier on. We broaden the base. Everyone must pay their fair share of taxation. The era of the rich and connected not paying taxes will be no more. 8, we'll create a conducive environment for business and companies to thrive. When this happens, productivity will increase, more jobs will be created, and from this, we shall raise more taxes from corporation tax, VAT, to pay as you earn. Number 9, we will enforce Buy Kenya, Build Kenya approach by adopting import substitution model where we don't import anything but manufacture locally. Why should we have juice from South Africa in our supermarket shelves? Why should we have juice from other places, whereas countries like India and China have succeeded in, and we'll just copy what they have done, we do it for our people. Number 10, the blue economy is one major untapped resource of funding. Why should international trawlers be allowed to harvest our rich marine resources along our coast? Development of marine economy will bring more export earnings, create jobs for our people, and raise funding to the exchequer. And finally, the political ideology. Everything that I've talked about today, the principle that I've given is based on the following principles. 1, my government will uphold and defend the Constitution of Kenya. Number 2, I will solemnly uphold the independence of the 3 arms of the state through adequate funding, no state interference in the Judiciary or National Assembly. Number 3, I will ensure that Kenyans enjoy free and fair elections thanks to a reformed, independent, and well-funded Electoral Boundaries Commission. The EIEBC should not be asking, where is the money coming from? Asking for money at this time. They should be funded 3 years in advance so they can be ready and plan everything in advance. Number 4, I will vigorously promote devolution and harmonious collaboration with national government and with county governments. More funding, with national government funding developed governments so as to spur unprecedented growth for our citizens. You know, as a governor, we have suffered a lot in terms of monies coming to counties. My government will ensure that monies come to counties on time. They are able to spend money to pay contractors. They are able to spend money, a lot of money, to pay the national government contracts and workers. But the national government monies to pay our workers and to pay our contractors always comes 2 to 3 months late. Because I've been a governor, I'm going to ensure money to counties gets there on time. This will ensure that the country will grow faster. Number 5, I ensure that government appointments are guided by meritocracy and inclusivity. The latter, including gender, religion, youths, minorities, etc. My government will provide adequate positions in government for youth because they are leaders of today and not tomorrow, not mere future leaders. Hii mambo ya future leaders tuachane nayo, wakati wetu ni sasa. 6, I'll give a bigger voice to the minorities by ensuring the implementation of the acts and laws relating to them. Number 7, I'll encourage and support all political parties as they transition from tribal cocoons into issue-based outfits, like Maendeleo Chapter. Number 8, I'll ensure adequate and decent compensation for all our freedom fighters and their families, for they are the foundation of our nation. This will give a new meaning to our Heroes' Day. Number 9, my government will initiate national projects in each county in collaboration with the county governments for more fairness across the country. We need to balance our country. We can't have some places where they are very poor and others are very rich. We need to have the rich and the ones who are poor to come up to the level of the rich, and we all get richer, we broaden the base. 10, I will jealously guard and promote media freedom and free speech. People will be free to air their views, however unpalatable. People will be able to criticize government institutions. People will be able to hold the government accountable. At the same time, we will also be protecting the privacy of individuals so that people are not maligned for political reasons. Number 11, I will support and protect a vibrant civil society by easing registration requirements and actively collaborate with them to improve the lives of our people. Ladies and gentlemen, sauti ya vijana na wanyonge ni sauti ya Wakenya. Ni wakati wetu sasa. Wakati ni huu, wakati wa kuomoka. Kwa hivyo nataka kurudia na kusema ya kwamba vijana tuomoke, akina mama tuomoke, wazee tuomoke, wanaume tuomoke, Wakenya tuomoke, wanyonge tuomoke. Because I dream of a Kenya where every individual, every family lives a decent and dignified life. I dream of a nation as imagined by our founding fathers where poverty, disease, ignorance, and disunity are things of the past. I dream of a nation where everyone can achieve their full potential. Sasa mwisho kabisa, the last point I want to make here, it's about people copying what I've given today. People copying what I've given today. You know, and I'm asking our leaders, most of our leaders, and teleprompter can push it up. I'm asking our leaders who are running for president, like me, to do like what I've done, to be original and not to just copy. So encourage other presidential candidates and political parties not to copy this manifesto and start presenting it as their own, but to come up with original ideas. There's been a tendency whereby when I and Maendeleo Chapter come up with concepts, slogans, and original ideas, just them to be hijacked and used by others, as if they're the ones who came up with them. I urge media players, tafadhali, monitor these copycats and expose them for who they are, as empty, boring, tired politicians with nothing to offer. Wanategea tu, wanategea wakopi. Kenyans, apart from, these guys have nothing to offer Kenyans, apart from a sense of entitlement and tribal-based politics and corruptions. Kenya today needs creative and visionary leaders, not people who steal ideas. So I urge tafadhali, my friends, musikopi, tengenezeni yenu, put your ideas. Some may crisscross, but these are our ideas as Maendeleo Chapter. These are my ideas running for president of the Republic of Kenya. Sisi wote tutaomoka. We are saying we are broadening the base. Sasa ni wakati wetu. Sisi vijana na wanyonge. Mambo ni fresh na Mutua. Asante, Mungu awabariki. Manifestos are long. Sinaita manifesto. Nimesema asante sana, nimefurahi sana kwa kila wakati. Manifesto zinakuanga kama speech ya president akiwa bunge, inanga maswali. Mwende mchambue, alafu mtauliza maswali baadaye. Kwa hiyo nimesema I'm very, very, very happy about it, and it has gone very, very well. So what we are saying is that we are broadening the base so that our people, sauti ya vijana na wanyonge, ni wakati wetu sasa. I'm going to ask my leaders, a few leaders of Maendeleo Chapter, some ladies, maybe 4 or 5 of you to come here so we can take a photo together.